This is WS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1797. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Welcome to Saturday, and I hope your area is safe enough to be coming out of captivity very, very soon. And today's show is geared toward IT professionals, and specifically those who are over 50, because frankly, IT is one of those industries where the older you get, historically, it's been tougher to be in. They kind of start shoving you out the door. Now, I've seen changes now for a while, but that's in certain parts of the country where they're relatively desperate. Maybe that's not the case for this person. Hope you find the show helpful and give it a great review wherever you listen to the show. And with that, let's get going, okay? As someone wrote to me and asked the question, and it's more detailed than the intro, so let me give it to you. Where does an IT person go that's in their 50s to continue to improve their salary or total compensation package? It's as they write, it seems to be an unwritten rule that those in their 50s and 60s are too old to write code or are too expensive to write code unless they need to go into management or perhaps a strategic architecture design position or become a road warrior to write code as a hired gun. This person would prefer not to do 100% road warrior work like the big four consulting firms, and thus what they prefer to do, they say it's preferable to not be in the abstract world of design and strategy because he's fairly concrete. And he likes to deal with concrete problems and solve them in person, and it's preferable to not be in management because he doesn't like the administrative stuff. So he's wondering what he can do. Now, we don't know what this person does for a living specifically, other than if they work in IT. I see they're a data architect. Now, I don't know what their compensation is, but I do know that firms hire data architects. They hire data professionals, and you don't necessarily need to be in management to be pretty well compensated. Now, again, we don't know how much this person's earning currently, but looking at their picture, because I'm staring at him on LinkedIn, he presents himself as a youngish-looking 50, unless this is an old photo. And my first reaction is, in everyone's geographic area, there are larger organizations that are willing to pay more for talent. And thus, larger organizations tend to have roles like principal or there are other unique titles to those organizations for highly technical individuals who are not necessarily involved with managing people or resources. Now, the other alternative is to think in terms of consulting, but not the way this person is thinking of. They're thinking of the road warrior roles, where they talk about 100% travel. The firms I know of who do that kind of work, it's more 80%, but that's okay. He doesn't want to do the travel. But there are local organizations who work with firms that they might consider going to work for and allow themselves to transition into a super tech role. Now, the issue with that is, although they won't be involved with management, they can still speak to being very technical. Eventually, there comes to a point that unless they can find work, they're going to be let go. That's also true in industry, but consulting has that rep for it, so I want to acknowledge it. In industry, with big businesses, every time there's a recession, guess who's laying people off? All these big firms that claim stability. So there's no guarantee about anything. But if you went into consulting in the local market and talked with firms about not doing road warrior work, as opposed to going to the big national or international firms and spoke with them, and instead of speaking with those firms, you spoke with the local firms about working in your market area or within a reasonable proximity to it, you have a shot. But I also want to bring into account that you claim to be a fairly expensive individual, and the more senior you are, the more that the only way you're going to get the money is to go outside the firm and be an independent consultant and do work privately, but that's going to involve marketing and sales, promoting yourself, or working through some contracting agency. So there's no simple answer. There's no easy solution, and all of them have downsides to them. So I'm not going to paint a picture of flowers and roses and beautiful music. These are going to involve tough choices that you're going to have to make. And whatever you choose is fine, but go explore some different options. So I hope you